Hey there. If you want to learn how to achieve this toddler protective style, keep watching. I don't know about any of you, but my daughter does not sit very well for very long without her hands and or mind occupied. So she has a phone that has been disconnected to distract her as I work through her hair. I just have a spray bottle with vitamin E oil and rose water, and I am spraying her hair all over. Spraying this mixture into her hair just makes it easier to detangle and less painful for her. Now I grabbed a little bit of this coconut and hibiscus kids curling cream from Shea Moisture. I use this pretty often on her hair, especially if I'm going to leave any parts of it out, meaning like unbraided or twisted. I just like the way that it coils her hair up. I'm sharing this style, especially the back part, because Emery growing up had a decent amount of struggle with the back of her hair in terms of it all growing out throughout the couple of years of her life. She's had issues with pulling her own hair out. She's had other little people pull her hair out before in daycare. And overall, I was not keeping her hair as moisturized as I could have, nor was I keeping it very well braided or otherwise connected to strengthen the hair and promote growth. I found that when I started to braid the hair that I could and to section the hair off and pull it together in the fashion that you'll see later on, her hair grew a lot more quickly and a lot more thickly. Now I'm just parting off the back section of her hair. And I'm going to speed this up a little bit because it took me a while to part it off. But again, we had a lot of struggles with the back of my daughter's hair for a long time. So what you see me doing is after I parted off the back, I am sectioning off the front just to kind of keep it out of the way so that I can section off the back part of the hair without worrying about that part again. And I'm mostly focusing the video on how I do the back of her hair just because it really does help bring all of the hairs together in a protective way, especially if you can't braid up the back of your child's hair. Now I'm going through and adding some Do Grow. I did not show it on the camera, but I can link it in the description below. After sectioning her hair off into smaller sections, I am applying a darker black rubber band and just twisting the end with 2 strands. Now I'm going to go into another row, and you can, of course, make the blocks as big or as small as you like. Mostly it'll probably depend on how long the hair is, or how patchy it is in the back. Here in the upper left is an illustration of how my daughter's hair looked about a year ago. I had to make the parts and sections a lot smaller. Now, I don't know if you caught that first addition to the second row, but as I'm sectioning off the hair, once I have it sectioned off how I would like, I take one of the small twists from below and bring it up into the rubber band and gathering it right on up into the section that I'm currently working on. And I will slow that down for you in the next row. Now up until this point, I have got this Wild Growth light hair oil, which has also been a pretty good help with keeping her hair moisturized. It's a light oil moisturizer that I can link below as well. I like to put that in her hair. I have forgotten, probably in all the busyness of filming this for the first time, but I do apply that to her hair after it is freshly washed. Now I'm slowing it down here so you can see exactly how I did this. Now I'm slowing this down again so you guys can see how I gather up the loose hair. Pull the small twist up into my fingers and then wrap the rubber bands around both. Now my daughter has started to, try to text people. Oh Lord, now she's trying to call people. Oh, I'm so glad this phone is not an actual working phone. So now I'm just gonna pull all the loose hair up at the top into one ponytail, and then I will finish the other side off camera. And this is what it looked like, all done in the back. Now in the front, I decided to part her hair off into braids. I mostly freestyle this. You can do whatever style you would like. If the front section is the problem section, then I would just do this as reverse. You could also do styles and parts into different shapes as much as you like. If you feel like all over your child's hair, you can't necessarily either braid because you don't know how to do that, or because you cannot gather the hair together consistently, you can do this style all over the child's head, parting it, sectioning it off, putting on a rubber band and connecting it. But I have most of the time been able to braid the front of Emery's hair, and so that is what you'll see me doing here. I'll do a couple braids on camera, and then I will show you the finished product. Now, while I'm braiding her hair, I like to keep as much of a balance as I possibly can. So I don't generally braid her hair super tight to the point where it looks stressed and red and things like that. Nor do I, when I gather her hair up into the little ponytails, do I do that. I don't want to stress out her scalp or break off her hair. Now, here's a look at what her braids look like on top. I left them loose because I decided that I would just braid them and connect them over top, sort of like a crown. And this is what they look like, all done. I was very happy with the finished product. I hope you guys liked it. Thanks for watching.